Hey everybody, this is Carl back again for another episode of the life commentary of Deadliest War. This one will be the Back for Blood episode, pretty much like a tourney tier thing that they have going on. I wish they would have continued for each beginning of the new season, but yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode, just like an hour, but this is I love this episode just to see them come back talking about what happened on the previous season and see which the best warriors, best ancient warriors of season one and best modern warriors of season one, and just uh bring up the weapons that was tested before and see how it plays out, and who's like the best ancient warrior and who's the best modern warrior. So if you're watching this live, uh, or rewatching this on YouTube later on in the future, get your timestamps to 0, or watching this on Amazon Prime. Uh, uh, Also, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Target of Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And check out my Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/Target of Carl. If you have a particular thing that you want me to review, check the tiers out. Then I would definitely give you a shout out, and definitely make sure that anyone who's a patron gets early access, and we'll just build this community up so that way, you know, everybody's voices get heard, that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to it. So I am good to go. Look sweaty. I know it's hot in here. I don't want to open up my window because I don't want any outside noise interfering with what's going on here. So um, let's get right to it so I won't burn to death. Okay. I said count it down, but go ahead and uh, watch along if you're watching this on YouTube, or you're watching the episode on Amazon. If I can let people know, if people are curious which episode I probably watched the most out of this entire series, I think is the very last episode, season 3, Back for Blood. Is probably the primary two episodes I probably watched more than all the others, even though there's like a few others that I like as well. But I love Back for Blood episode because it's by this point they definitely refined the entire series, and they found a footing halfway through the season 1. But it's like we know what we were in for it by this point. You know, because of the Spartan episode that I did, I was rewatching a lot of videos about God of War to refresh myself, uh, for to get myself ready for God of War Ragnarok. So it's like, you know, ancient Greece is probably like all in my head. Yeah, the twin hooks, man. It even did like a whole lot better than any of the modern weapons. How devastating it is. Oh, yeah, samurai is definitely a contender. Like, do not sleep on the samurai. How would you anyway? It's literally that's why I want to go to Japan so much. It's like I respect that culture too much to, like, you know, uh to speak ill of it. It's like it is just like a superior, not superior culture, but just like I have a lot of respect for that culture. It's like so cool. It's ingenious because the animes, you know, got in a lot of people's heads growing up, and it's like people love like anime, so you know that culture is just fed into the popular culture and seeded itself continuously. When I have kids, it's like I'm always have them watch a lot of course, kid cartoons, but definitely a lot of anime. Yeah, the Spartan, man. It's like I can't tell you how many times I hate dealing with the Spartan playing that game. Spartan versus Samurai. Yeah, and unlike the Spartans, like uh the samurai, like they teach, like anyone who's like, well, you gotta be born to the samurai more often than not, but there's plenty of like samurai warriors who taught who they deem like worthy in their eyes to be taught uh the ways of the samurai. So it's like, unlike the Spartans who gotta be born like almost perfect from day one in order to be, raised in that culture, otherwise you'd be tossed off that cliff. No matter who you are, if if you seen or as worthy of being taught the ways of the samurai, you are taught. Now some people are blind, some people are young, almost teenagers, and and if you're so good and you manage to live long enough, you can be like the in your 60s or 70s and be part of one of the best samurai in known history. Like I believe like Muramasa is like was one of those warriors of ancient Japan, to be one of those best samurais. Matter of fact, if you like look it up, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot, but the only well-known Spartan is probably Leonidas because of that 300 movie. But it's like at least like a good handful of famous samurai warriors that are still known. I want to say like he's an unworthy opponent, but you know. Speaking of which, I haven't gone to a hibachi restaurant in years, and I really want to go. I really wish they bring this show back. This is like an awesome show. There's a plenty of warriors throughout history and current times that you can pit against other people, and it's like I don't know what it is, man. I think it was like it was like ran out of funding or something like that. Like I don't know how you ran out of funding, but this show is incredible. I do like his kimono. I really want a kimono. And speaking of kimono, I've been wanting to get uh like a bathrobe, one of those specialized bathrobes. One that looked like, I saw one like a few years ago in Target. It looked like one that looks like a Gryffindor, house, stuff on the robe, and another one looks like Black Panther, and the other like Iron Man. It's like uh I've been wanting that before, like my stepmom got get me that for Christmas like a year or maybe 2 years ago, and still haven't gotten it. Ain't that a I really want one. 'Cause I only had like one bathrobe, uh, and was thrown out. When we moved, by I don't know why it was thrown out, but I had it one when I was in my mid-teens. Now you can say it actually went up against a Spartan weapon. Yeah, I mean, like, their armor is like nothing to sneeze at. But you're dealing with like a steel age warrior and a bronze age warrior. Yeah, I just always like love the fact that like anybody wielding a katana, it's like you kill it as soon as you're drawing your weapon half the time, and it's like it's always cool looking to me. I love the katana. I love, like I said, I love Japanese culture, man. Yeah, jabbing up against like a bow and arrow. I mean, honestly, it's like you can't really compare the two. How to suture, how to operate. That was like a nice burn right there. It's a pool. It's a poor Spartan who blames the Xiphos. That's true in any capacity. Like, don't blame the object for the person will because of the. Don't blame the object when the person wielding it is the one who should take the blame. Yeah, that canal, man, that is just like to this day, I always think that's so devastating. I'll be afraid to get hit by that thing. There's a couple inches taller than a baseball bat with iron studs around it. It's like, and you cracking somebody's body with that thing. And that shield is unfreaking believable. Sure, I think that thing can easily take a few gunfire rounds. the way it's designed. Yeah, I mean, it's like I can see their points. If you ever watched, at least God of War or the 300 movie, it's like you can see why they did what they did back in the days, as far as like making sure their warriors are on direct birth, they are perfect, and then trained to be even more perfect as warriors. But it's like, man, it's like I don't know. I can't judge them on what their how that culture was built upon of that time era. But wow, it's just like hardcore. Just zero F's given. It was like uh th- their eyes are like, are they born blind, or eyes are, what is those heterochromatic eyes of one color on one eye and a different color on the other? Even if it's something like that's tiny, off the cliff. That's just so wild to me. I when I first watched this, I would have just expected the Naginata. Maybe it's because it's, I don't know, it's a slashing weapon. I was about to say if it's like a thrusting weapon, but I thought it would do at least more than just dent the Spartan armor, because bronze, steel. Excuse me. And Spartans are built like freaking tanks, man. It's all Greek to me. Yeah, it's definitely close. That shield, man, it's like it's deadly. It's like Captain America's shield. Now for the modern warriors. But obviously, the Pirates not gonna be like a much of a contender, given the level of it, so his guns are very primitive compared to the others. Pirate out. Yeah, I forgot about the Tommy gun. Yeah, as far as like modern guns, I was mentioning about the twin hooks from the Shaolin monk. So far as ancient weapon, that has definitely the most kills out of the entire series. And the Tommy gun, as a modern weapon, has the most kills out of the entire series. But overall, the twin hooks still has the higher in the 500 digits. He probably should have declared war against the mob during Prohibition, but the whole, banning of liquor was ridiculous. IRA versus Spetsnaz. And just so you guys know, it's gonna probably be, well, I won't say that light, but I'm gonna try to get back to some more Phoenix Wright probably Saturday. Now that I got around the whole issue with my PS5, I can go ahead and play that on my PS5, and then get back to some Fire Emblem. Just those two is my main focus. The Mortal Kombat, character gameplay is probably like put that on the backside. Since I got these long games I want to get into, because now I can also play Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, first I want to play like Fire Emblem. I mean, uh, Final Fantasy X. But I might maybe play that side by side with Horizon Zero Dawn, because it's still unknown whether or not if the Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and God of War Ragnarok is still supposed to come out this year or not. They still don't know. It still says release date of 2021. I want to definitely get through Horizon Zero Dawn before Part 2 comes out. The sniper rifle looks pretty cool, but I think like the Spetsnaz sniper a little bit more. Because I remember the Resident Evil 4 was the first time I ever actually like used like like in a video game, use the Dragunov sniper rifle in any game. And I mean, I remember it being very cool to use. Now, I just love the way that Dragunov look. I mean, pretty dang good shooting, man. Center chest. I mean, the specimens don't mess around. They know where to land those bullets to put you down. They don't waste any shots. Yeah, once again, just like the results in the IRA's episode previously, again, there are weapons on the black market most of the time, so it's like, you know, some of the guns is probably not gonna be as good as, you know, from direct sources like most military personnel would definitely get, like the best of the best. And that's it's cold, but you can see the logic in it. Because like, yeah, it's like the man's burning alive, and it's like, well, can't do nothing with him at this point. So just might as well just finish the fight. I mean, it's cold, but can't really judge the man. Yeah, I mean, that brutality is nothing to sneeze at, man. You probably never want to be in like a fist fight with somebody with that level of training and to like gone through the motions of being how to deal with torture and everything like that. It's like like I don't know what you can do with that. It was like it's a devastating punch and it was only like 30 or 40%. It's kind of like what like Shaolin monks is when they train with like fisticuffs, which like when they pound sand and or like different like padded wood uh repeatedly strengthens the fist and knuckles and muscles, and it's like getting hit by someone who got that kind of strength in hand. I mean, like he can probably like crack a few ribs with one punch if he was like almost like 100%. That's probably like why boxers have like bodyguards, because their hands are living weapons. Yeah, well, like was any doubt to the matter that a sling has no chance against of a knife, especially a knife that shoots the blade out. Like, really though? Only 6 rounds? I love like 6 shooters and everything, but compared to a gun of today that holds multiple rounds, uh, well more than six, almost 12, in some cases, and it's like it's no chance. Yeah, I mean, obviously, weapons are going to cause like more damage, but like I said, the ammo, it's like at best with a great, shooter, you get 6 kills, while a person who's willing like a Makarov can still be shooting while you're trying to reload, which will also take time because you load one at a time rather than like a full clip and you just go like that. Although I have seen like, 6 shooters that has like, those barrels that has the ammo you can just dip right in and lock and load, but uh, not sure how common that is, or I don't know how many people actually use something like that. They're all dead. It was a good looking female. Yeah, I mean, incredible accuracy. I mean, Here we go. Let's see who is deadliest. No, I'm thinking about it, it's like, even though the smoke was right there and you probably couldn't technically see, you should got a feeling that, you know, set a mass, you know, try to shoot in the middle. He shot, you know, like close to the side of the whole picture frame. And it's like, come on. You should have just guessed and just aim at the middle at the very least. That way you probably wouldn't have lost out. You probably wouldn't have. Well, scratch that. You probably would have still lost the edge considering that he only had 6 rounds compared to the many rounds that Makarov has. But he wouldn't have been like, it wouldn't have been as worse if he still would have like tried to shoot right in the middle so he can at least have equal amount of kills as the Russians test. Because it's like, why would you shoot like so off like that? Especially if to move it to the side and everything like that, you know, to, you know, go to the next door. I always thought that was so weird. Got him. Shot him in the ass. He doesn't look like a Russian dude. He look like Hispanic or Persian. Yeah. Okay. And that was the Back for Blood episode. I mean, I just don't know why. You know, your Webley's got 6 rounds in it. When you're shooting off, maybe it's like you're in the thick of it and you're not thinking of it because, you know, whatever. But it's like, you're, well, it's John Wick, but I'm sitting there trying to use John Wick as an example, but it's just like, or Archer, Sterling Archer from Archer TV show. It's like, if you're trained enough or use a particular weapon enough, you should, you know, get the feel of like, or at least know, like at least have in the back of your head how many shots you probably, at least give a guesstimate of how many shots you've already fired off with your Webley. If it's definitely 3 or 4, probably best to start reloading while you have the distance, because you sitting there trying to squeeze off another round and it's click click click, and it's like, dude, like you're gonna be out of, you only got 6 rounds, you're gonna be out of bullets, and it's like you're sitting there click 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 trying to squeeze off another round and there's none left. You're dead now. Hey Mystic, how you doing, man? I'm just wrapping up my live commentary of Deadliest episode, but you can watch this later on. But I'll be back with some on-camera discussion videos around 6 p.m. tomorrow, if you come back then, because there's a lot of discussions I really looking forward to. And if you follow me on Twitter, that's you know, Talkative Carl on Twitter, YouTube, you know, Patreon, Twitch, well, specifically Twitter, so you'll know when I'm up. But stay tuned for that. I'll announce what I'm gonna be doing around the time when I'm about to stream. But yeah, that was a fun episode. I love that episode. But yeah, man, the next, what's the next 3 episodes we'll be doing next month? SWAT versus GSG9, Attila the Hun versus Alexander the Great, and Jesse James versus Al Capone. Those will be the next 3 episodes that we'll be doing a live commentary on next month. Don't know when next month. I'll try to get in as early as I can next month so we can concentrate on other videos. But like I mentioned before, about my Patreon, that's www.patreon.com/talkativecarl. If you subscribe to my Patreon, you get to choose a particular comic, movie, or a few episodes of a TV show that you want me to check out so I can review. You know, Patreon members get early access, of course, and I'll give you a nice little shout out. There's only 3 tiers, so you can check them out. But yeah, man, that was a fun episode. I love that episode. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, Chicago time. Are we doing, what's the, let's see, look what's on the docket here. Are we doing another versus discussion? If you ever watched the TV show Psych and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I want to discuss who will win, like a, you know, like a battle of the detectives in a way. It's like, you know, Sean Spencer versus Jake Peralta. I also want to discuss about like why I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine should continue, because it's supposed to be doing one final season this year. It will come back this August. And another comic book review I will be discussing, which is a sort 4-issue comic book run of Loki, since just to get me in the zone for more, since the Loki TV show is coming up next week, I want to talk about a Loki comic. So it'll be the 4-issue Loki comic book run called Vote Loki. So join me 6 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be having like a lot of discussions. So I'll take care, have a good night, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.